So last night I read a story about a gentleman who was killed by the cops in Atlanta. It's extremely sad that these incidents are happening so close to one another. It's almost surreal how it's happening here. But I read the article last night and I watched the video from the cops' body cam, from one of the cops' body cam. And I have to say that the issue to me has now evolved. It has now become more, to me, more of what the true issue is. I feel that I'm sorry, somebody just drove by in a good mood, I guess. They're playing the music pretty loud. But I feel like the media, I feel like any of these internet platforms are going to use a clickbait title. That title may look something like White Cop Kills Unarmed Black Man in Atlanta. That's it's an eye-catching title. You'll click on that, especially right now. That's a great title to run with. But it seems as if that's not the issue. That's not the problem. What the title should probably look something like is undertrained, ignorant, fearful cop unjustifiably uses lethal force against unarmed man. That should probably be more of the title, because I feel like that's more of what the true issue is. We have these cops who probably aren't trained that well in these positions of power. And they also may be very fearful and very ignorant, but we can't prove that part. I'm looking at the camera. I'm watching the video. And I'm saying there was no need to even chase that man. I'm pretty sure they had his name. The car that he was supposedly sitting in is right behind them. Let him run. We have everything we need to catch him. Why is not that the first thinking? Why is it that, man, we can get him at any time we want to? You know, there is no need to chase him, and there's really no need to kill him. Supposedly, he wrestled away one of the cops' tasers. It's a taser. Women, men, children, we all carry around tasers at some point. I mean, I have a 13-year-old cousin who has a taser in her purse. Sorry, my camera was about to fall from the wind. I have a 13-year-old cousin that has a taser in her purse. You know, does that call for a lethal action from a cop? That he grabbed a taser. Let him grab my taser. Let him run with my taser. He can't do nothing with that. It's non-lethal. As a cop, I know it's non-lethal. So why do I need my lethal measure to meet his non-lethal measure? He's running non-lethal with the taser that's non-lethal. But I'm going to pull out my lethal weapon and solve this problem. I say this, I say all of that to say, do not let these clickbait media, they just want eyes and dollars. Do not let these companies and these platforms fool you into thinking that this is the issue, that white cop kills unarmed black man. Yes, that happened, but fight for, we need these cops better trained, because clearly they are not showing the understanding of what their job should be. Before, like, I almost feel like cops need like almost like a passcode on their holster to make them stop and think before they pull that thing out and shoot somebody. I know there's something right now, I'm not sure, and maybe you all can help me with the understanding of what the whole defund the police is and all that stuff. Maybe they're asking for a reform, which is something that should happen more, because I would not want a non-policed place, because there are a lot of things that need to be handled, and I feel like if someone wants to dedicate their life to making sure the law is upheld, then please do so, because I want to dedicate my life to doing something else. I wouldn't want to dedicate my life to always having to look over my shoulder, because I know there are no police. So they do serve a purpose in society, but what was displayed in Atlanta a couple of nights ago, it really puts things in perspective for me. These are untrained, ignorantly fearful people in positions of power with weapons. That's not an ideal situation that I think anyone wants to be on the other end of. Also, something that I noticed in that video, I don't know a lot about the laws as far as it goes, but the cop never told the gentleman exactly what he blew to have him arrested. The cop should have, what would have seemed more justifiable to me is the cop says, hey, this is the legal limit. You just blew a whatever, whatever, whatever. Under this premise, I got to arrest you, man. But it was like the cop said, I feel like you've had too much to drink. So does that also mean that I feel like I should be able to use lethal, I should be able to take lethal action against you? Now, if cops are running with nothing but feelings, and they're not being run by the law in which they are supposed to uphold, then why are they in the position? Why are they in that position? Because a feeling will make you do some really ridiculous things, some uncalled for things, maybe even some unjustly things, if you're going off of feeling. The cop said to the man, I feel like you've had too much to drink. I don't know in any law book where that's justifiable to put somebody, I feel like you should go to jail. No, tell me why I should be going to jail. And then maybe I'll cooperate, because it's like, oh, that's the law and I just broke it. But again, for anybody that's watching, do not allow yourself to be caught up in that clickbait title, that eyes and dollars title. There's going to be a lot of titles that say white cop kills unarmed black man in Atlanta. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. All right? We need better training. These cops need a higher level of the law. I mean, we need more knowledgeable people in these positions to police. I want the cool head to prevail. I want the person that's most qualified, most knowledgeable in these situations to be the one patrolling my streets. So let's fight to put more, let's say, well-trained cops in these positions. The fight isn't necessarily about racism at this point for me. The fight is about stupidity. The fight is about ignorance. The fight is, we need to make you more knowledgeable. And maybe racism will change once that happens. I hope so. I hope so.